Hey you guys, I ran out of body scrub a while ago and I needed to make some more. So I figured I would bring you guys along for this process. I will tell you, I don't always do it this way, but I used my little mortar and pestle to actually grind some salt, mostly because I had larger little salt crystals that needed to be used that I wasn't using for anything else. So I'm gonna have a nice variety of coarse salt and fine salt here. I am today, so I mix it up. I do different things at different times. Today, I am doing a honey and salt combination, which I realize honey and salt sounds like a weird combination, but for your skin, it's actually pretty awesome. So I have this wildflower honey, and then this is Himalayan pink salt and that has already been ground. And then for my oils, you always want a carrier oil. Please do not ever put something like lemon oil directly on your skin because it will burn you, especially like lemon or lime or grapefruit. If you walk outside in the sun, you can get really horrible burns from doing that. So please be careful. And peppermint oil. Ooh, peppermint oil is strong. So carrier oil is what you're kind of dissolving these super strong oils into. This is, I'm cheating with this a little bit because this is kind of a double whammy right here. So this is from last year. That is, wow, I'm shaking. This is MCT coconut oil, but you see those little orange guys in there? Those are calendula petals that I had dried last year and allowed to distill into this oil. And then for our actual fragrance and, you know, whatever the mechanism is here, the active oils, I should say, aside from the calendula, we will have lavender and lemon. It'll be nice and refreshing. So you don't have to do this, but I am going to use a little sieve and remove our calendula petals. You could actually, because this is just a body, see, I've already harvested some of this off, which is why there's so much calendula in here. Wow, that is fragrant. Man, I wish I could share the smells of this with you guys. All right, that is that. And now we are going to, that's quite a bit of, granted, this is quite a bit of salt too. So this is around 7 tablespoons. This is around 7 tablespoons of oil. So we are going to take our active oils and I'm gonna put quite a bit in here. Now lemon is really strong if you're ever using lemon. Honestly, lavender is really strong too. You don't necessarily need a ton of these, but because this is just a very large amount, I'm gonna go a little crazy. That was 28. Actually, it might be 29. I don't know. I was never real good at counting. So lots of very strong lemon and then lavender. And honestly, I'm doing this for scent. This is a very refreshing smell to me. It's both refreshing and relaxing at the same time, which that sounds a little kooky, but okay. I'm a little kooky, so it works. So you're gonna kind of swish this around, and I know I'm gonna need something to stir this with because that's a lot of salt. That is a good blend for me. That lavender still comes through very strong. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so I am going to just plop our oil. Well, you know what? I'm actually gonna put the honey in first. I'm gonna use 1/3 of a cup of honey, which is like a fair bit of honey. This is just wildflower honey that I got from Azure Standard. Okay, that's enough. That is enough. Okay, we are making a mess with the honey. Cannot let that go to waste. I'm gonna eat this really quick. As I'm pouring it over our salt. Don't ever let honey go to waste. Honey is like just the sweetest gift from God. So, all right, that's mostly out of there. I'm gonna kind of use the oil to swish around in here and try to get more of that honey loosened so that it can go. I'm just getting oil everywhere. Who am I kidding? I'm not being productive. All right, that is enough for me to feel good about that. And it's also a lovely little mess. Is that the right? No, it's not the right lid. Make sure you put your proper lid back on. I'm telling you, I'm not being terribly careful in terms of washing my hands after I'm eating this honey, because I'm not eating this. This is going on my skin. This is a body scrub that I'm going to use in the shower. So I'm not concerned about contaminating it with my saliva. Especially, so there's salt and there's both salt and honey in here. So you have antimicrobial properties already present. So I'm not too terribly worried. I'm gonna go ahead and dump a fair bit more of that. This salt is gonna absorb that oil. I don't know if you can hear Harvey Cat scampering around in the back. So we're just gonna stir this up, blend it in, try and get it nice and even. I probably should have used a larger container, but that's why I didn't put the entire container of oil in here. So let me tell you about this. This is just now, this is like a brand you can get on Amazon, but this is from Eden's Garden. They are a essential oil company out in California. They are a Christian owned and operated business, and they are also family owned and operated. And they are very particular about sourcing their oils, and I really like what they do and how they do it. And so I like to purchase from them and support them. So if you're looking for a good place to shop, check out Eden's Garden. They just recently had a really good sale going on. I'm not sure if it's actually available now. Obviously, if you're watching this video in the future, it likely will not be available. Because I want to say it was like an anniversary sale or something. So obviously that is gonna change with time. Imagine that. All right, so we have got really nice amount of both honey and oil in here. So I think this is going to be a really, really good scrub. Gosh, it's pitiful. I'm almost out of breath stirring it, you guys. And this is nearly finished, so obviously you can still see some salt down in the bottom. But what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna pour it in our container here and try to stir it sort of as I go. I probably will add the remainder of this carrier oil into it, and I may top it off with a bit more salt. We shall see, depending on how much fits in here and depending on how big of a mess I make. Like that. So this is the good thing about honey, is it's a big glob. It's all stuck together really very well. But ideally you have this thing just totally combined very well. But I'll be right back. All right. Now I could have used a funnel. I probably need more funnels in my life. Michael is all the time telling me, why don't we use a funnel for this? I'm like, well, that would make it too easy. Yeah, would just make it way too easy. So this is the consistency that I really, really like in a body scrub. If it's too, so this is why I like to add honey to it, is because it really helps it gel up, you know. It's a really nice consistency. Really nice consistency. Sometimes when you make your own body scrub, it kind of, it's just oil and salt, and that's, I don't know, I feel like that doesn't work as well for me. Another thing that I really like about this is because I hand ground that salt with my little mortar and pestle, you have, there's a really cool variety of textures going on in here. Derp. Don't mind me, just totally missing the jar. It's gonna be a little difficult for me to get all of this in here. I made a little bit too much, but that is not the end of the world. I can just put it in another container. I think it'll fit. I think it'll fit just fine. A little bit of salt, a little bit of extra salt down in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the remainder of that oil that has both the carrier and the lavender and the lemon in here. And it smells really nice in combination with the honey as well. And this is just wildflower honey. It's not anything, it's not a specialty honey like orange blossom or anything. That offers its own unique scent and flavor. And honestly, I'd rather use that just in food, very selfishly. All right, we've got a nice mess on the counter. And we have our nice little body scrub here. Isn't that nice? That texture, man, I wish I could share that smell with this fragrance. It's just so good. So this, if you seal it up, is gonna last in your shower for weeks. Usually, I mean, it's got honey and salt in it. It's not like it's gonna go bad. If you did sugar, it is possible. If you didn't have any honey in your sugar, depending on what oils you use, it may harbor bacteria, and that is part of why I am pretty intentional about using salt. The last time I used sugar, I did end up with like some weird skin stuff happening, but that was also because I had just recently gotten a tattoo and I didn't plan ahead very well. But you know, that's me jumping the gun, as I do. So that's our body scrub. Yeah. So I guess I didn't really explain why I really like to make my own instead of buying it. So I got this paint patch on. This is willow and arnica. There's not anything in there aside from herbs and oils from herbs, all natural stuffs. So I prefer to avoid pharmaceuticals, essentially. And a lot of times whenever you're buying pre-made body scrub, you're getting all kinds of weird, yucky additives and preservatives and stuff. And your skin absorbs things a lot more than other parts of your body. If you never thought about this, your skin, even the water that is in your shower, your skin is absorbing what's in that water. So if you're in a place where there's fluoride and chlorine, you're breathing that in as those tiny little moisture particles are heated up. You get steam in the shower, you're breathing that in. So I try to be very intentional. Granted, when I'm traveling, not a whole lot I can do. There are different water filters that you can buy now that actually go on your shower head directly. That Harvey has a bug that is, it's one of those little popping beetles. Wow, Harvey, you're having too much fun over there. It's a crazy cat. Anyway, protect your health. There's so many little things that add up to your wellness or lack thereof. There's a reason everybody has chronic disease these days, including me. I am among those with that lovely gift of modernity. Thanks. Whatever force did that. I don't know. Anyway, but now with this lovely salt, honey, lemon, lavender scrub with calendula as well and coconut oil, my skin will be pampered and absolutely lovely. So yeah, this has been Sam at Harvey Cat Homestead, and I really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. And yeah, I don't know what else I was gonna say. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks, y'all.